IntellivisionDude here, and this is my top 10 Atari 2600 games. I was inspired to do this video by watching an old video that Atarileaf did. He did his top 10 Atari 2600 games, and I thought it was a great idea. Now, before I get started, I will mention some honorable mentions that almost made the cut. Asteroids, Berserk, both classics. Just don't play them a lot. Coconuts, that's a new game I just discovered and I really like it. Fast Food, Fast Frantic. Ice Hockey, while I love the game, I just don't play it a lot. Kaboom, Real Close, Moon Patrol, Phoenix. And now these last three are games I would have added if I would play them more often, but they're two-player only games, really. They have some one-player modes, but they're really two-player only games. Maze Craze, Combat, and Outlaw. All three of those games are probably some of the most games I've ever played for the Atari 2600, period. But since I don't play them that often, because it's mainly just me, they don't really count. So, let's get started here. Here is number 10. And it is Freeway. It's a very simple game, but it can be addictive. There are some faster gameplay modes. Let me set them here. Let me just put it right on the number 8 here. It's pretty fast and pretty wicked. It's still pretty straightforward, real simple. You just go across the road. There's no left and right, it's just up and down. The button does nothing. It's a really simplistic game for a very simplistic person, being myself. This is a game that I really like a lot. Well, I think it's time to move on. Number 9. Demon Attack. I like this version and the Intellivision version. They're both great. This one doesn't have the boss at the end, but it's just frantic shooting aliens. How can you go wrong with that? What the Atari 2600 is known for. Frantic shooting, blasting, killing aliens. Games to do with space and I know there's more than that, but I think you get my point. Time to move on. Number 8. Pac-Man. I can hear a lot of you groaning right now. I don't care about the bad reputation this game has. I like it. I liked it since I was a kid. It's a classic. I love the sound effects, some of my favorite sound effects ever. And there's a real cool, interesting topic on Atari Age right now about the misconception that this and E.T. caused the game crash of 1983. This game was a hot seller. This game did not cause the crash, and it's a bunch of BS. A lot of things contributed to the crash. From bad economy, too much shovelware as they call it, and people just losing money. Looks like a fun game to me. Let's move on. Number 7. Super Breakout. One of the best paddle games ever made. I had a tough choice between this and Kaboom. Kaboom is a great game too though. Really, really great. But only one of them could make the list, and it was this one. Particularly the progressive mode. It's like Pong, but vertical. Oh. Well, I might end up playing too long here, so I think we should move on. It's a real simple game. You get the idea. Keep trying to break out. And let's move on. Number 6. Turmoil. This is a new game that I just discovered just recently, but I love it. The frantic shooter. Can't really go wrong with a frantic shooter. Just non-stop action, non-stop shooting, shooting, and shooting. I really, really love this game. Well, I think it's time to move on. Number 5. Millipede. This game almost did not make my list because of another game that's real similar that may be also on the list. This is pretty much Centipede on steroids. Instead of just the centipede and the fleas, and the spiders, you get all kinds of other bugs and all kinds of other things coming at you. Sometimes even multiple spiders at once. For me, Centipede is enough of a challenge, but this is great too. Alright, let's move on. Number 4. Astro Blast. This is the Atari 2600 equivalent of Astro Smash. And it's another paddle game. Do I like it as much as Astro Smash? I don't know if I can answer that. They're both great in their own way. I think Astro Smash is easier. This is another frantic shooter. Just shoot as many things as possible. hit the difficulty switch, that should bring in the satellites, maybe. There we go. That ramps up the difficulty immensely. And that makes it almost too hard. But you get the idea. So I say let's move on. Number 3. Miss Pac-Man. Actually had a hard time deciding between number 2 and number 3. Oops. My Pac-Man skills are a little on the rusty side. It is improved over the Pac-Man port. Even if I like the Pac-Man port, I'll admit that this is improved immensely. And my love for Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man has grown immensely over this last year. Much more of a Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man fan this year than I have ever been. Really, really addicted to the game. And that's Miss Pac-Man. Not too much more to say, so let's move on. Number 2, Enduro. One of my favorite racing games of all time on any system. It is driving and dodging traffic. That's what I think is the best thing about this game. That's my favorite thing to do, is dodge cars. I'm not doing so great here, but I have done better. And you just try to survive till the next day. You gotta pass so many cars. It's all about reflexes and not going so fast. I could slow down some, but I'm all about speed. Go as fast as possible. Snow doesn't show up too well on camera. Black shows up better. Well, just in case I'm running out of time, I think it's time we get to number 1. Number 1, my favorite Atari 2600 game, Centipede. Not as complicated as Millipede, but you get right to the point here. Simple, blasting stuff. Get right to the heart of the matter. I think this game is hard enough as it is, without all that extra stuff. Really not much to say. Centipede, blasting centipedes, spiders, fleas, scorpions. That's why this is my favorite Atari 2600 game ever. And I hope you enjoyed that. My list of the top 10 Atari 2600 games. You can debate if you want. And thanks for watching.